Canada, you have a new prime minister, and they want you to believe a new Liberal Party. It's all the same people, but they have a new political strategy. Ladies and gents, welcome back. Pierre Poilievre has been a formidable foe against the Liberal Party in Canada, and of course they want to get rid of any sort of tools that he has. Those tools would be, of course, Justin Trudeau himself and the carbon tax. So what has the Liberal Party done? They've gotten rid of Justin Trudeau and, well, they want you to believe they've gotten rid of the carbon tax. Let's have a look at this. Mark Carney, after he was sworn in as Prime Minister of Canada, the unelected Prime Minister of Canada. He doesn't have a seat in Parliament, so this is going to be quite embarrassing. They brought this forward. They had this strange ceremony, unlike any other ceremony we ever see here in Canada, more reminiscent of what's going on in the United States. But here's Mark Carney. It's my honor to serve. Canada has given me everything, and now I'm ready to give everything for Canada. Give everything. He won't give up his financial statements or what sort of investments he has all over the world. But here is the scene as he was signing this document. Really bizarre to see this here. Now, this document itself, what is this all about? Do we have executive orders in Canada? Well, there's a lot to be said here. Here's Kirk Lubermoff pointing out there's something really disturbing about this fake piece of paper that Mark Carney signed to eliminate the consumer carbon tax. It's not an official document and vague with no reference to anything, legislation, law, etc. The worst part of it, it says, I hereby instruct. Who does this unelected Muppet think he can instruct to do things? And an order in council, I don't even work like this. Everything about this is a lie. It really is just a lie. It's just a piece of paper with this on here. But YouTuber Frank Vaughan actually pointed this out, that this is really, well, listen to him.
This is theater.
Yes.
It is designed for public consumption. It is designed subtly to appeal to those who think the government's position regarding Trump might be a little harsh. Carney is positioning himself as the anti-Trump by mimicking Trump's habit. We don't have an executive branch. This is all theater. That gavel, it has no role. It's just designed to make him look authoritative. Now, he can't go to Parliament. Parliament's not in session, and he's not elected. So this is what they do. Now, let's have an update on the political situation.
I'll leave you a link in the description down below. Go check out his whole video. It's a very good synopsis. Now, moving on. CBC now is actually jumping in on this. It's really weird to watch. Cat Canada pointing this out. Is there a glitch in the Matrix or something? I can't believe my eyes. CBC just called out Mark Carney for his carbon tax scam.
On that.
Well, the sad and bizarre part is it's not as if people are not, unless we don't have any carbon policy at all, there's going to be a carbon policy. It will cost things, and it will cost consumers. There won't be a rebate anymore. So the idea that we're actually going to be letting people out of some sort of hardship as a result of this is completely bogus. It's going to mean we're going to have a more expensive, less efficient system without rebates that ultimately the cost will get passed on to consumers. They just won't know it. And that is basically what the compromise, the agreement that's been made amongst all the parties now is, let's just keep the public in the dark.
So prices are going to go up extraordinarily. This is the way it looks. But it was just theater. Pierre Poilievre even pointing this out at a press conference just on the Friday at the time that this was happening.
This is the Liberal carbon tax law. This law cannot be eliminated unless Parliament resumes to vote it down. Mr. Carney could have asked Trudeau to do that months ago. Mr. Carney could have reconvened Parliament today to vote this law down, but he won't. He will keep the carbon tax law in place even while he temporarily hides the carbon tax from the gas pump for 60 days leading up to the election. And after that election, if God forbid he were reelected, there would be a bigger carbon tax than ever before. because Carney would no longer need your vote, but he'd still need your money.
Still need your money. That's right. With all the debt that we've run up, it's insane. Now, even Stephen Guilbeault isn't thinking that this is all going away. Of course, no. He was the one who said if they got rid of the carbon tax, he would resign from his position. They're not doing that. Straight from the horse's mouth, the carbon tax is not canceled.
The mechanism of how the Prime Minister Carney can actually just get rid of the carbon tax like this?
Well, basically, following a decision by cabinet, the price, the consumer price on pollution will be brought down to zero. So it's a regulatory measure to bring the price to zero.
So essentially, it's not a removal of it; it's just lowering the price of it.
It's bringing it to zero.
It's just bringing it to zero. It's not removing the carbon tax. Of course it's not. And this was laid out here. Pierre Poilievre reposting this video. Hot mic catches media admitting that because the Carney Liberals didn't actually axe the tax, that they'll bring it back and bring back the carbon tax and raise it to whatever they want. Absolutely.
Yeah, they can lower the carbon tax, or they can raise it to whatever they want to get.
They can absolutely raise it to whatever they want. And this is, of course, we're being cynical here because this is cynical government. This is what they do. Of course, Carney is going to also use this as an election issue as he gives back rebates, even though he's gotten rid of the consumer carbon tax. And during an election period, nonetheless, or possibly.
And we will be ensuring that those Canadians who have received rebates will continue to receive a rebate in the next quarter. The next payment is before the end of April.
And if you thought you're done hearing us all the time with the Prime Minister speaking, that is not changing despite Trudeau being gone. But this guy, he's not giving up on his legacy, and his legacy is all of this carbon tax nonsense, net zero, all of it. This is what he's bringing forward. It's not coming to an end.
You demanded action, and now it's time for the financial sector to deliver. To reach net zero, every country, every company, every bank, every investor, every pension fund around the world will need to make some big changes. In the run-up to COP26 in Glasgow, we have an enormous opportunity to bring climate change into the heart of every financial decision. And our plan will manage the risks from climate change while helping to seize the opportunities from a newer, greener economy. The UK has been at the forefront of innovation for centuries, brimming with ingenuity and a can-do spirit.
Oh, I'm sure they have been. Not like those Americans that, I don't know, have basically come up with everything. And they don't have a carbon tax. They're doing just fine. But of course, you know, leaders like Danielle Smith calling out for an immediate federal election. Let's go. Let's move on. We're done with the Liberals, are we? Well, we'll see. But it doesn't look like he wants to go to the polls anytime soon.
Minister Tom Perry with CBC. Can I ask you what your plans are for the next few weeks? Are you going to be bringing back the House? Are you going to be calling an early election? And if so, when should Canadians expect to go to the polls?
Well, they certainly should expect to go to the polls before November.
They're all laughing as Canadians are hoping to go to the polls. But now Pierre Poilievre, who is the leader of the Conservative Party, is going to have to step up his game because he's lost some of the rhetoric and he's lost some of the support. This is the way the polls are going. Some people are saying that this is an anomaly. This is the Kamala Harris effect. Could it be? Is that a possibility? That could be a possibility. But we're looking at a situation where Pierre Poilievre has lost two of the biggest campaign issues. One being get rid of Justin Trudeau, and two, get rid of the carbon tax. Now, of course, Pierre Poilievre saying axe the tax, and Mark Carney masking the tax. That's basically what's happening there. But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Special live stream tonight with Jasmine Lane and Ryan Hemsley. Tune into that. We'll see you then. Keep on trucking.